everybody, I'm Mrs. Poole, so I'm going to be your new teacher in September. And I know you already know me really well because we've had singing assembly all of last year until lockdown. So I hope you enjoy the singing lessons. I'm really excited about being your class teacher. I can't believe I got such a good class. I'm so lucky, and I think we're going to be a really good team and have a really good time in year one. Now I know you haven't been to visit the classroom, and that's not what we normally do, but I just want to reassure you that you are definitely going to love it in year one because there are so many lovely things for you to do. So just like when you were in reception, or you still are in reception, we've got lots of activities in the classrooms for you to choose from. We've got a lovely creative area. You'll still be able to do junk modelling and arts and crafts. We've got lots of great construction kits, lots that the children love. We've got Lego and Meccano, things like that, but also something called Kapla, which the children in year one just think are fantastic. I think you're really going to love playing with that one. We've got lots of indoor and outdoor outside activities to do. I know it looks a little bit quiet outside our year one playground, but we've got lots of ideas of things to put there for when you come in September to make it really good fun for you to play out there. And I just want to say you'll have lots of time for choosing time. We still have the same type of timetable at the beginning in year one that you've got in reception. So we'll still do lots of wake up, shake ups, we'll have some chatting time on the carpet, and then you'll have lots of time to choose, and you'll still be able to see your friends from the other class because you'll be able to pop in there and they'll be able to pop into us when it's time for choosing. So you'll still get to see your friends from your current class if they're in the other class next year. So I don't want you to worry about that either. But today I thought it'd be really nice for us to read a story together. And I've got one that I really like. It's a new one that I've just got, and it's about a little girl who's got a very favourite teddy bear that's actually a rabbit, and the story of her and her rabbit, because something exciting happens to her and her rabbit. And I wanted to just show you my favourite teddy. So this is my teddy from when I was 3 years old, and I've kept him all that time. His name is Timmy, and I used to call him Timmy the Tiger, but I don't know if he's a tiger, is he? No, I was just a little bit little and I didn't know. But he has been everywhere with me. He's even been, when I went to live in Thailand for a few years, he came with me and lived there too. So he really is my favourite teddy. So if anyone tells you you're too old for a teddy bear, don't believe them, it's not true. But he is great. And I think if you have a teddy that's a bit older, they get really cuddly and snuggly, and it's like they hold all those memories for you. So yeah, so he might be a bit old and a bit tatty, but he'll always be my favourite teddy in the whole world. So if you just wait a minute while I share my screen, and we'll introduce the story today. Here we go. Okay, so the story is called That Rabbit Belongs to Emily Brown, and it's written by Cressida Cowell and Neil Layton. Okay, so let's just turn the page. Right then. Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Emily Brown and an old grey rabbit called Stanley. One day, Emily Brown and Stanley were just launching themselves into outer space to look for alien life forms when there was a rat-a-tat-tat at the kitchen door. Do you think they were really launching into outer space? I think you do lots of exciting things with your teddies, don't you? I know I did lots of fun adventures with Timmy when I was a little girl. It was the chief footman to the Queen. He said, "The Queen has very kindly noticed your rabbit. She would like to have Black Bunny Wunny. In return, she offers this brand new golden teddy bear." Now, anyone who's got a teddy bear of their own knows you would not swap that teddy bear for anything if it's your favourite, would you? I wonder what she's going to do. Emily Brown looked at the Queen's teddy bear. It was stiff and new and gold and horrible. It had staring eyes and no smile at all. "No, thank you," said Emily Brown. "This rabbit is not for sale, and his name isn't Bunny Wunny, it's Stanley." And Emily Brown shut the door politely. An hour or so later, Emily Brown and Stanley were just riding through the Sahara Desert on their motorbike when there was a rat-a-tat-tat at the garden door. Who do you think it might be? Were you right? It was the army. The captain saluted and said, "Her Most Royal Highness Queen Gloriana III greets Miss Emily Brown, and she would still like to have that Bunny Wunny. In return, she offers her the brand new golden teddy bear and 10 talking dolls that say, Mama, Mama. I think she's going to say yes. I don't think so. Let's see. Emily Brown said, I don't want 10 talking dolls. I want my rabbit. And his name isn't Bunny Wunny, it's Stanley. And Emily Brown sent the army away, less politely this time. Ooh, they're not letting this go, are they? A few days later, Emily Brown and Stanley were just deep sea diving off the barrier reef when there was a rat-a-tat-tat at the garden door. It was the Navy. The Admiral saluted and said, Her Most Glorious Royalness Queen Gloriana III greets Miss Emily Brown, and she would like to hand over that rabbit at your earliest convenience. She points out that she is the poshest person on the planet, and Bunny Wunny will be much better off with her. In return, she offers you the brand new golden teddy bear, 10 talking dolls that say, Mama, Mama, and 50 rocking horses that rock forever. What do you think? If it was your teddy bear, would you be tempted yet? Let's see what Emily says. I don't care who she is, said Emily Brown. This rabbit belongs to me, and his name isn't Bunny Wunny, it's Stanley. And she sent the Navy away. Good job too. A few weeks later, Emily Brown and Stanley were just climbing through the Amazonian rainforest when there was a rat-a-tat-tat on the garden gate. Oh no, what this time? It was the Air Force. The Wing Commander saluted and said, Her Excellence, the Most Mighty Queen Gloriana III, greets Miss Emily Brown and says she must have the Bunny Wunny right now or she will not answer for the consequences. In return, we will give her a brand new golden teddy bear, 10 talking dolls that say, Mama, Mama, and 50 rocking horses that rock forever, and all the toys she could ever desire. What do you think? Do you think she'll say yes? Let's find out. Were you right? Now, Emily Brown was fed up. She sent that Air Force away and she pinned a big notice on her garden gate that read, This rabbit is not for sale and his name is not Bunny Wunny, it's Stanley. Emily Brown. Do you think that'll do it? Do you think they'll go now? Let's find out. A few months later, Emily Brown and Stanley were lying fast asleep in bed, dreaming of all the adventures they would have the next day, when there was absolutely no noise at all at the door, or the gate, or the window. What's happening? Because they're definitely there. I can see them in the picture. And there's a little sign that says, shh, and there's a little post flag there that says the Special Commandos. Do you think they're going to sneak in? What do you think they're going to do? Silently, in crept the Queen's Special Commandos, and they stole the rabbit that belonged to Emily Brown. How naughty! When Emily woke up the next morning, for the first time in her life, there was no Stanley. Emily Brown was so cross, she knew just what had happened. She marched straight up to the palace on the hill. She knocked on that naughty Queen's front door. Rat-a-tat-tat. Emily Brown ran into the palace, and there was that naughty Queen, crying like anything. The first thing she said was, Thank goodness you've come, Emily Brown. There's something wrong with Bunny Wunny. There was indeed something wrong with Stanley. That silly, naughty Queen had put him in the royal washing machine all night, and he'd come out an odd pink colour. The royal dressmakers had stuffed him full of stuffing so he wasn't flippy-floppy anymore. And worst of all, they'd sewn up his mouth where Aunt Emily Brown had picked it away, and Stanley wasn't smiling anymore. Stanley was miserable. Oh, Emily Brown, is there anything you can do? Asked the silly, naughty Queen. There certainly is, said Emily Brown. I shall take Stanley home. That silly Queen started crying harder than ever. I have all the toys in the world, but none as nice as Stanley. Emily Brown felt sorry for that silly Queen, so she went to the royal toy cupboard and she took down that brand new golden teddy bear and she placed it on the Queen's lap. Emily Brown whispered so no one else could hear, You take that horrid brand new teddy bear and you play with him all day. Sleep with him at night, hold him very tight and be sure to have lots of adventures. And then maybe one day you will wake up with a real toy of your own. And Emily Brown and Stanley went home. That was the last Emily Brown and Stanley heard from that silly naughty queen for quite some time. But one day, a couple of years later, just as Emily Brown and Stanley were exploring the outermost regions of the Milky Way, there came a rat-a-tat-tat on the kitchen door. Oh no, I hope it's not the Queen back. It was the postman with a letter for Emily Brown, and it just said, "Thank you." And that's the end of the story. Let me just take the screen off a minute. There we go. Did you enjoy that story? So what I was saying before about teddy bears don't come, do they, all well cuddled and squished and full of love? That's what you make them into, isn't it, over the years? So I'm really excited about hearing about all your special teddy bears and your favourite ones when we get to meet in September. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to seeing you then. I hope you're looking forward to it too. I know I sometimes have a sneaky little hello, don't I, sometimes when I'm walking around school at the moment. But in September, we'll be able to really get started and have some good fun together. So I'm going to do another story time next week. So it's lovely to see you now, or for you to see me anyway. You take care and we'll speak soon. Okay, bye.